Good morning everyone and welcome to my channel. So in today's video I've got some planty chores that I do need to get done, and I thought it would be a good idea to take you guys with me. I know that when I have a list of chores to get done, watching another YouTuber go through their planty chores does help motivate me and keep me on track. So if you'd like to or have any chores to get done, please feel free to do them along with me as I go through this video. If you're new here, my name's Amy and I'm just sharing my planty jungle with you all. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel as well as hit that notification bell. If you're not new here, thanks again for joining me. I really do appreciate having you here. Now let's get into the video. I'm gonna grab my Hoya down off of the shelves. I think I've got 5 up here and then 1 hanging over on the other side of the room. They're all due for a water. I plan on doing that, wiping down their leaves and then giving them a spray with some Hoya mist spray that I made up in a previous video. I will probably also check the rest of the plants up here because I'm pretty sure they are due for a water. And then I will go through and check on all of my moss poles just to make sure if they need moistening I can do that. I know some of my bigger ones have dried out quite a bit, so those will need to be sprayed down first before I then use my watering globes to water them. I'll typically give this a spray to moisten the outside and then use watering globes to fully saturate the moss. I like to do this in the bath just because this can be a little bit messy. So I'm just going to let these guys sit in here for a bit, and then I will fill up their watering globes and give them a water through. So each of my moss poles has their own watering globe, and once it is time to water them through, I'll take my little squirty bottle, which is just filled with some fertiliser water, just because it makes it easier to fill up the watering globes as I go. And I'll just fill them up depending on the size of the plant. I might only fill them up a quarter of the way or halfway. But if I find that the moss isn't fully saturated, then I'll just go in and fill the globe up a second time. I'll generally leave these to drain through, and then after maybe an hour or two, I will then just check the base of the pot to make sure that there is no water that's collected in there, and if there is, just give it a bit of an empty. Once I have filled the watering globes up enough, I'll just move you closer so that you can see. You can see I've made a little hole within the moss here, and that is just so that the watering globe can be upended and go straight in and start to saturate the moss. And that's how I do my larger plants with their moss poles. Sometimes I might find that I do have to give it a little bit of a move about so that I can make sure the water is draining. So you can see some air bubbles coming up here. And that's just to make sure obviously the water is going down into the moss. Now for my smaller moss poles, because I can't find watering globes small enough for them, I have just set little plastic shot glasses on top that are touching the moss, and then with my fertiliser water I'll just go in. I initially only do sort of a small amount of water just so I can make sure that the moss isn't hydrophobic and it's not just running straight down the sides and it is being absorbed. But I'll just go round, check these on a daily basis and give them a little water through. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but on the Philodendron Florida green, you can see here where the moss is a little bit hydrophobic. Sometimes it can also be that the cup isn't sitting flush with the moss and therefore it's running through slightly quicker, which, like I say, is why I like to do a little bit at a time. And then I'll leave it for a bit just so we can see how much of the moss is saturated, and if needed I'll go back in a bit later just to top them off again. So the last thing on the list I'm going to do is just extend the moss pole for the varicosum. As you can see, it is now growing off of the pole. I've got my moss here, my pre-cut bit of gardening mesh. I think at some point I'm going to just look at ordering the clear backed moss poles. I feel like they'll probably hold the moisture better, because currently I am checking these and topping them off sort of every day to make sure the moss is moist, because they do dry out quite quickly. I haven't got a huge amount of moss left, but I think I've got enough to be able to do the moss pole. I'm just going to take that out so we can move that out of the way. And I'm just going to add in this moss to here. Take a little bit out the top, so I've got some to fill in here. Like I say, if the top bit of the pole is empty for a bit, that's fine, because I can always add more into that as and when I'm able to get out to get more moss or have time to order some. Other side so it's a bit more stable, and then I can go around and finish attaching the rest of the zip ties. Sometimes I find it easier to thread the cable tie up, and other times I find it easier to thread it down. Don't know why, there is no rhyme or reason. Stable for me to be able to attach the rest of the cable ties. Make sure that there is enough moss in it that they connect. this one off for so long just because I know how fiddly it was going to be. That's now all connected. I'm just going to put the last of this moss back in at the top. And the reason that I have left this top bit open is just so that I am able to have it so the shot glass fits in and touches the moss when I am watering this moss pole. And then as I do purchase more moss, I'll just fill it up to the top and close it off with the cable ties. I'm just going to quickly grab my scissors. And I'm now just going to cut the excess bits of the cable ties off. Velcro to reattach the various So that's it for now. I'm just going to leave this back bit open because I know the shot glass can then sit in there and I can water it, otherwise it'll end up being sat up here with too much of a gap. And once I'm able to get some more moss, I'll then just fill this up the rest of the way and close up the back with the cable ties. That's everything for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like. And if you guys had any planty chores that you were getting done along with me, I really do hope you managed to complete them all. Let me know down in the comments what it is you got up to. It'd be great to chat with you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.